Hello, Julie here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I've created 2 tags and 3 journaling cards here. Now one of the tags and one of the journaling cards I have embossed with some embossing folders. I've used these 2, Ambrosia from Couture Creations and Flamingos and Hedgehogs from Couture Creations, to do that, just for something different. And I've backed each one of them with some packing paper, you know, what you get when you get a parcel from Amazon or wherever. And that's what I've put on the back. And I have also stitched around the edges of them all. I will also ink around the edges of them all, but I just wanted to show you, I don't know whether you'll be able to see it or not, but when you stitch on paper, the back of it is a bit raised, so I generally just run over it with my bone folder like so, and it just smooths that out. It makes quite a bit of difference. So this so I'm going to now ink around the edge of each of them. So as I said, I've got 3 journaling cards and 2 tags, and mostly my video today is about decorating these, not about the creation of them. So I've used, on the top I've used a sheet of pattern paper from the I think it's called Flowers Now. I should check that up. I will put a link to it in the description box below. So I like to ink both sides, and you can see quite clearly there the pattern on that one, and this one's got more swirly sort of damasky sort of pattern. Okay, so yeah. So this video is like bits and pieces really, because I'm doing it in different stages. While I'm waiting for one thing to dry, I'm doing something else. So it's a bit mixed up, but I will edit it, try and put it into some sort of semblance of a flow, progressive flow. Okay, so this is how I do my heat embossing. So I've got my stamp. I'm using this stamp here. It's travel tickets or something like that, but I'll put links in the description box. So I'm using Versafine Onyx black ink. So I find it's better to use a coloured ink and a clear embossing powder. I'm just stamping this onto some scrap packing paper. I just thought I'd try this, doing it on this today. So I stamp that on, and then I've got clear embossing powder, and I'm going to just sprinkle that over the top. I've got some scrap paper under here, and I'm just going to turn that over and shake that embossing powder about a bit and tap it off. And there you can see that the embossing powder has covered the whole image. Now, before I do anything else, I want to do a couple of these, so I'll stamp and put the embossing powder on them both at the same time. So once again, I'm just going to pat my stamp pad onto my stamp, making sure that I've got good coverage, and then I'm going to lay that down on my paper and press it down, so that I'm making sure that the image is pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect in this case, but sometimes you do want it to be perfect. Then shake our powder over the top, give it a bit of a shake around, make sure it's all covered. I generally just do that, and then a light tap off. Okay, now I'm going to put that back into my little embossing powder container, and then I'm going to use my heat gun and just heat this up until the embossing powder turns clear. Now the paper can get quite hot, and because I'm using clear embossing powder, it's quite easy to see when that has completely melted. And once it's melted, you can turn your heat gun off, and there you have it. There you have your heat embossed images. Do let it dry, cool down a little bit before you run your fingers over it, because when it's still hot, it can smudge because that embossing powder is still molten probably. So now that I have heat embossed my little embellishments, I'm going to attach them back to back so that they are, one, double-sided, and two, a little more sturdy. So I have fussy cut them all, and now I'm just using my arc glitter glue to attach them so that I've got a double-sided embellishment. I have gone ahead and done that with these as well, so they're all double-sided. And now I'm just going to take my embossing ink, well, I'm using, what is it, Vintage Photo, and I'm just going to ink around the edges of each of these. I'll just do one because you all know how to ink by now. So I'm doing both sides, and then I'm going to use my gold gilding paste and go around the edge of these as well. So this is the gilding paste I'm using. There we go. Metallic gilding polish it is. I don't know what brand it is. Creative Expressions. Now there is a little sponge thing here that you can apply it with, but I just tend to use my finger. And there's heaps of it on the lid. I haven't had it very long, so I think everything's going to get this gilding wax for a while. But I'm just putting it around the edge, just lightly. I'm not trying not to overdo it, but I don't know. Easier said than done, isn't it? And I'll do that on both sides. The reason I want them double-sided is because, they may flip around, being a little dangle. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of my little tags, and when I've done that I will come back. So I've got this little label here that hasn't got anything on it, it's just a blank label, and I've got these stamps. They're interconnecting stamps, and they've got both the alphabet and numbers on them, and I'm going to stamp a number on this tag, on this little label. So I've just assembled these, they just push together, and I'm going to use this fired brick. Thought I might have some red on it, and I'm going to stamp that as near as I can to the middle. Okay, and I'm also going to do the same on the other side. Just give that a couple of seconds to dry. I've got gold everywhere, but gold never hurt anyone, did it? Now, I suppose I better try and make sure that they're both up the same way. Yes, that's top. And stamp this. So you can make all sorts of combinations with these. You can have a combination of letters and numbers. You can have a combination of all numbers, all letters. You can make a word, anything with these. They're very handy, I think. I'm going to just snap into each other like so. And you can pull them apart very easily, of course, as well. Okay, so that is my little stamped label. I better leave those to dry for a bit. Now I've got these are dry now, and what I want to do now is give them a coat of Glossy Accents. So this is Glossy Accents. I think it's got another name as well, but this is the one that I'm using. And I'm just going to check that it is not glugged up because I haven't used it for a while. Okay, so I'm only going to do one on screen here, and then I'll do the rest off screen. So it's just a matter of squeezing and putting a coat all over our little ticket or whatever it is that we're using. You can do this on all sorts of things. Gives a nice domed, I guess, dimensional glossy finish. Now you'll be able to see when it goes on, it's milky, so don't panic about that, because it does go on milky, but when it's dry it's completely clear. Now sometimes when you apply it you will get some little bubbles in there, and you just use something to poke it out. I will try and make sure that I get it right up to the edges, like so. So this is also a very strong glue, so if you do get it on anything, try and wipe it off as soon as you can before it sets, because once it's dry it is there for good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for the others, and then I will set them aside to dry, and when they're dry I'll come back. Okay, so my little tickets are dry now, and you can see that they're very glossy. I've only done one side, so the other side is still flat, but it's got the embossing on it, so the other side is still nice to look at. Now I have punched a hole and put a brad in each one except for this one, so I'm going to do that now. I'm just using my crocodile to do that. So just put the brad in the hole and then line it up with the teeth and then crunch it together, and there we go. So now we've got them as a start to our dangles that we can put on our tags and journaling cards. I thought that I might use a bit of this braid on the bottom here, or about there I think, and I was thinking I might put a label on here as well. Let's have a look what labels I've got here. I want a reasonable size one because this is quite a large journaling card. Probably even bigger than that, to be honest. And maybe even bigger. I could use a piece of pattern paper, you know, the same pattern paper, but I think that would get lost on there too much. Like a floral. Could use that maybe. What do you think? It gets too lost? Let's see what it looks like if I ink around it. Go that way. Put my braid across there like so. Oh, I know what I could put there. Got some clusters here. Now these are in the kit. They come all separately, but they go together to make a nice little cluster, and I could put that on there. So let's have a look at doing that. I could also, I'm going to support. Actually, I might use this one that's already layered, because when I use those I want to put some fabric between the layers, whereas this was just the sample one that was a picture on the sheet, but it still looks the same. So if I put that on there like that, with that, does it get too lost? Does it blend in too much? Well, I think it looks alright myself, so I think for this one that is what I'm going to do. So let's stick this down first. This piece is just printed on normal copier paper. I'm going to just pop that down there. Now I don't want to put it too close to the bottom. Now I'm going to trim this up, so let's get some sharp scissors. Right. Now I want to put that across there like so. So I'm going to cut that. We might just cut it there. Put that across there like that. Now I might just put some glue on this. Hopefully that'll stick there okay. Okay, let that stick down, and then I'm going to add this like that. Now that, because that has got that lace behind it, I need something to support that a little bit. So I've got some cardboard here. I just cut a piece of that. I think I might need 2 thicknesses of it. It's fairly thick braid. I'm going to stick these 2 together and stick them on the back of that. The top section, I think that's the top. Like so. So there we've got that. Now that should support that. And I'll put this glue which will stick onto the lace. So I'm going to just stagger that over a little bit like that. Okay. Now the idea of making these was because I want to put some dangles on here. And to do that, I'm going to use a bulb pin. Let's put this in the glue before the hot weather makes it go everywhere. And so a bulb pin. Oh, I wanted to add some gold braid to this as well. I think it's too late for this one. Should have been under there. I might still be able to do it. Yes. Okay, let's get that off. And run a bead of glue along it. This is where you get very gluey fingers. The glue goes everywhere. And now I'm just going to tuck that up under there. In the hope that it's going to stick there okay. And I'll put a bit more glue on this paper and attach that like so. We've got that little bit of gold running through there now. And so I want a gold bulb pin, and I've got these little seed beads. I'm going to put a couple of these on here, like a goldy colour. I want to stick to my fingers because they're all gluey, so I may as well put them on. I don't want to go around the bend. That's no good then, is it? Have to go for something else. We've got these nice black beads, but I don't think they'll work around the bend either. These. Oh, I know what I'll use. I've got these pearl drops. That's what I'm going to use. Everything's sticking to me. We can afford to put a bigger one on this one, so pop that through my bulb ring, and I'm going to put a little ticket like that, and what else can we put on there? I have surely got something else I can pop on there. What about one of these? These are very cute as well. I'll put a black one on there. So these have got little diamantes, and they're just a ring. So I probably want that on first, don't I? That, then the pearl, then the ticket, and then attach that to the braid using the bulb pin. And do that up. I don't know what's the matter with my eyesight these days. There we go. So, there we have one little cute journaling card with a little dangle and a little bit of decoration. And we've got, of course, the back to write on. This pin can be removed while you do your writing and then put back on, or put on something else if you wish. Okay, so I'm going to do something similar for these two as well. So I'm just wondering whether I want to use the same braid. May as well. Try and make sure I get them up the right way. That one goes that way and that one goes that way. So a little bit of braid. Stick that down. Actually, I was thinking I might put something at the top too. So I'm basically going to decorate these all the same. I haven't got anything under that, have I? Let's put that under it. bringing in a bit of blue here. I'm going to try and incorporate a few different colours in here, not just sticking to the colours that are on the digital kit, because they're pretty mild. Okay. It was a bit of a saviour, wasn't it? Okay, now a bit of gold. So, not that much. Work out which is the right side and which is the wrong side. I think I need to get a wipe out and clean my hands up a bit. Everything's just sticking to me. Okay. Let that settle down there a bit. And what can I put on this one as a decoration? Now this one here, I was thinking that I might put a butterfly on it. I've got some butterflies here, and I thought a nice butterfly up in that corner. But I'm going to need something that's pretty, oh, it's a bit big, isn't it? And if I've got a smaller, oh, that one's alright. That one's nice. Yes, we'll go with that one. So I'll ink around this. I think I fussy cut these butterflies out of a uniquely creative pack called Fancy Butterflies or something like that. I can't remember, but if I can find a link to them, I'll put them in the description box. I'll put links to everything in the description box. There we go, that's nice. Very good. Okay. Right, so now what am I going to put on this to decorate it? What have I got? Oops, nearly knocked the butterflies over. Could put a large butterfly on there, couldn't I? Just a butterfly. That goes nicely with that flower, so I think I'll do that. So how is everybody? I hope everybody is good. It's been quite hot here recently, and I think we're in for some cooler weather now, so that is good news. And I'm only going to put some glue on half of these wings, and then the other half can sort of poke up. I might roll them up a little bit when that's dry. Just pat that down. Okay, now I want to add a little dangle to this one, so let's have a look. Another gold bulb pin. And first on we'll put, let me have a look and see if I've got some smaller beads. I've got these, and I don't know whether the holes are bigger than those, and I don't know whether the top screws off or what, but I'll just try a couple on the bulb pin and see if they slide down. Yes, goody. So I'll use these little seed beads, and I'll put say 3 of those. Then I'll put a pearl and then I'll put a label. The label's too big, isn't it? Let's go for this one and attach that onto there. So I'll be using these dangles in my next journal that I'm making. I'm making a journal using this paper collection. So there we go. There's another little journaling card. Now this one, what am I going to put on here as a decoration? I don't know what I'm going to put on there. Got some yellow flowers here. Are they too bright? They don't really blend in with the others, do they? I have got these little flower stickers, but I don't think they're really suitable either at this stage. Oh, I know what I've got here. I've got some of these little tags, so I'm going to use one of those. And one of those and a flower. I've got some flowers here. I'm going to put, say, these are a few flowers from the kit. I've just fussy cut them ready to use. That's too big. I need some in between sizes, don't I? This one here, I might add a little flower to that, I think. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So because I've already got that large butterfly on there, I don't want anything too large, otherwise it would sort of overwhelm everything. But I figure that just a little something on there. Is that too small? I really need some in-between sizes. Okay, I'm going to stick that there. I'm going to stick a little bit of cardboard behind it once again. I just feel that by adding a little bit of cardboard behind it, we're going to stop the flower coming off in a hurry. So I'm going to stick that up in the top section as far up as I can go without being seen. Pop that on there. Now while I've got this here and that glue's dry, I can just take my little pokey tool here, just roll those wings up a little bit. There we go. That looks a bit nicer, doesn't it? Still think that might be a bit too small. Okay, let's go on with this one. So let's cut that off there. Stick it down. I'm I want the ticket behind it or in front of it? Oh, behind it I think, so I better stick that one down first. Where's my inking tool or inking sponge? I need to buy myself a new vintage photo. I must search and see if I can find a refill ink. And if I can't, I better go and buy a new pad. I've had this one for so long and it's done a great job, but I do need to do something about a new one now. So by using the same braids on all of these tags, I guess, or these journaling cards, I guess it makes them a sort of a set, doesn't it? I will be using this braid and the gold braid throughout the whole journal, so with various bits and pieces, so that they all sort of tie together. Okay, now just ink around this flower a little. Okay, the old cardboard behind trick again. There we go. And our little gold pin. Let's see if we can find another gold one. And some of these little beads. I'm going to put that back on there because you can bet your boots that I'll knock it flying. So we've got some blue and mauve little beads on there, a little pearl drop, and should we do the round one? Let's go for the round one. And then we're going to attach that to our card, to our journaling card through there. Okay, so they look cute, don't they? I'll just put a little bit of blue behind that, put that down there. Pretty happy with those. Very good. Okay, so we've got 2 tags left over here. Now, with these, I thought I would here we go. I've got some, these are just stitched up with sewing pattern, and I thought I might add those on here. I just make them up when I get the urge and then just store them until I want to use them. And I tend to wrap them up like this, but it looks like that's not such a great idea. Okay, so I've got my bulb pins. Let's make our little dangles. I'm going to make them the same. Although, I've only got one small one and one bigger one left, so I'm going to have to, I might put one of them up a bit higher. So let's see how we go. So, little bulb pins. I think I could wash my hands, wouldn't you? I will as soon as I finish this. Okay, then a little pearl and then the bigger tag, and I think I might attach that up here more. So that can go through there like so. Do that up. That can just hang down there like that. That's nice, isn't it? I need to put a loopy thing on there, you know, what do you call it, a tab. So, shall I put some lace on there for the tab, or shall I put a whale tail on there? Let's have a think about that. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a change of heart. So that can go on there, and that can go on there, and that can go on there. Where's it gone? There we go. This is a fiddly little process, isn't it? I guess the more you use them, the more you'll be used to them, but I don't use them very often. And I should probably. Okay, put that down there, and then I can use some glue to stick this bit down, and that will be in place just fine, like so. Now what I was thinking is, seeing as how this is the longer one, why don't I take it off of there and put a whale tail tab up here. Let's see, I've got some paper here. And with this one you fold it in halves. Fold it over, I mean, double it over. And you poke that in there like that. And hey presto. I love this punch. I have got so much stuff around here, I haven't got room to move. And there's those beads sitting up there without a cap on. Right, let's ink around this. And stick this on. And then I can attach that on there. Okay, then I'm going to use my crocodile and put a brad in, an eyelet in that and hang my charm from that. So I'm going to put it on the side. On that side, yes, I think so. And a brad, where are they? An eyelet. I don't know why I keep calling them a brad. Okay, put that on there, press it down, and then I can attach this larger dangle to that, and that solves my problem, doesn't it? Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to clean this mess up and then I'll be back. Okay, so this tag hasn't got a tab on it, so I made some tags for this album earlier on and I put this on as the tab. So I'm going to do the same for this one so that they coordinate. So I'm just going to use my glue and stick this down. Stick it on one side like that. Bit crooked, but that won't matter. And then stick this side down like so. Just neaten that up a little, like so. Okay. So that's my project for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit drawn out. It's not a matter of just sitting down and doing this. There's a lot of little steps here and there. So, yeah, so there's my two tags. We've got some sewing pattern ruffle, some braid, lace, a little dangle here with a bowl pin, and our little labels that we created. We stamped and then heat embossed and then put the Dimensional Magic or Glossy Accents on the top of it, and then we made our little dangles with a few beads and a bowl pin. And I have stitched around the edges of all of them. I could cut that black stitching off, I think. Okay, so there we go, and on the back we've got packing paper for journaling on. Now this one we've got our dangle up the top, we've put the whale tail tab at the top, and we've put our dangle up there. We've got our little seed beads on there and our pearl and our ticket. We've got a little tag here with our braid and similar to that. Now on our journaling, they have all got the packing paper on the back. This tag and this journaling card have been embossed as well. This was something different. I just thought I'd add that in. So on all of our journaling cards, we've basically got the same thing. We've got a row of braid with a little row of gold or thin gold braid there. We've got an embellishment stickers and paper. Well, they're not stickers, they're just labels and things. And then we've got our dangles on those as well. Everything has been, as I said, stitched around and inked around. So there's our second label. I'm still not happy with that, but I'll see how I go. I might be able to find a bigger one and put there over the top of that. And then this one here with our little round label on that one. Okay, so that's my video for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and If you're new here, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and if you are already a subscriber, thank you for that, and I hope you can give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and come and see me next time. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Okay, bye.